Scientists say tiny pieces of plastic floating everywhere. They're in the air, the dirt, the water. Until recently, there really wasn't a way to know if they've made it into our bodies. In today's Earth 8 report, we're taking a look at what San Diego researchers are discovering about these microplastics.
I just have to dilute them and put them in tubes and count them.
In this tube, researcher Kara Wiggin shows us the microplastics that have turned the water a light orange.
So they're all just really tiny dots.
For the purpose of her research here at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography at UC San Diego, she broke larger plastic pieces into these little fragments, since that's more similar to what's found in the real world.
And you can't see them at all.
But you can see them through the microscope. As she shines a blue light, they turn up green on her screen, and Wiggin counts them all.
I've been doing this for 10 years. I'm an amazing counter.
She was able to determine that each slide has about 1,500 microplastics. In fact, the latest research shows microplastics have been discovered in our lungs and in our blood. The newest form of testing has proven what scientists have long suspected.
Now we can use it to test, more parts of the body, our tissues, or, in our brains. Now we're able to definitively say that they stay in our body.
But many microplastic researchers still need to pinpoint how much we absorb, how much we release, and the harm they may cause.
In the past couple years, you've probably seen articles that state we ingest about a credit card's worth of plastic every single week. In this case, we'll use playing cards about the same size. Now think about that. Over a year, 52 cards worth of plastic going into our bodies. Wiggin explains a lot of that depends on how much plastic is in our daily life. If you drink from plastic water bottles regularly, if you eat from plastic bags and out of plastic containers often, and if you wear clothes made of polyester, spandex, nylon, yes, all those popular yoga pants, well, that's also sending microplastics into your body. And then think about all the plastic toys kids are constantly playing with. I mean, this motion alone, plastic hitting plastic, the friction, that sends microplastics into the air.
They're a little bit hard to avoid just because we've created such a mess. When you're sitting in your living room and there's a ray of light and you can see all the particles in the light, a lot of those are probably plastic.
That's because all the plastic we use gets broken down by friction or even melting and ends up in the air and in the ground. But it also ends up in the ocean where it breaks down more.
They end up being so small that they're lightweight and they can just float through air currents and wind.
It all goes into our food where it circles right back to us by either eating, breathing, or touching.
Everything from on land into the ocean comes back to humans, and it's just all a kind of a circular, interconnected world.